Oh, that's hot.
It is quality, isn't it? Yeah. Evening all. How you doing, everyone? You okay? Thanks for joining us tonight. I don't know about you, but I've been buzzing to get back to Stargate SG-1. Really buzzing.
Yep.
So let's
No.
get
Oh,
to it.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I've been definitely wanting to come back to this. I'm all Superman out at the moment. I spent the last 3 months making Superman documentaries, watching every Superman movie ever made, every interview, every cast, press junket, and then finally the newest movie, and I'm like, I'm done. Okay, I've officially saturated myself. Now it's time to get back into Stargate.
Is there a movie out? A Superman movie out, mate? No, surely not.
That's a rumor.
Hey, I like that hat, man. How does it fit, bro?
Oh, it feels great. If anyone wants a quality hat,
What does the back look like? Doesn't it? You got the right one, right?
Yeah, it's really cool. Green underlay as well. It's fantastic. If anyone wants to know what this is, this was made by Brian. It's and his company Mixed Tees. It's a Stargate Atlantis cap, and it's fantastic. Fits comfy, and I'm in nerd heaven at the moment. So,
dude, my embroidery guy was like, we can't do the gold the gold Pegasus, the hat, the horse. I'm like,
really?
why? He goes, we don't. They don't have gold thread. They have yellow thread and they have orange thread, but they don't have gold thread. I'm like, then why don't you mix the yellow and the orange thread?
Yeah.
Why don't you just literally like combine them together? Because they do double stitching all the time. So instead of doing double stitching with the same color, use two colors. And he's like,
help me to help you.
And this guy has been embroidering for like 15 years. He goes, that's fucking brilliant.
Brother.
Oh my God. That's an amazing idea. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's do it.
He goes home
John,
at night to talk to his wife. And he's
John,
like,
I just
they've
want to know.
reinvented the wheel.
I just want to know, John, how much did you get for that plug? What was the kickback for that plug? That
Brian is.
plug?
We will never sell out to sponsors here.
I am Garth from Wayne's World. Everybody.
It is dishonest to sell out to any sponsor.
People just do things because they get paid, and
it's
that's
the real
thing.
It's the real thing.
People just do things because they get paid.
Hang on, I'm getting a headache. Now with that plugs, before we go into the episodes, right? We're gonna have to do a Wayne's World watch along or a review at some point.
At some point, yeah.
It's been too long. Definitely needs
been
to
a
be
long
done.
time.
Now, Christian in the chat just posted best show ever. I assume that he's talking about this show here with the three of us.
Yeah, good to see you, Christian.
That's what he's talking about, right?
We're very modest.
Hope so.
Yeah, this is great. And
start back from episode 1 of our watch along and just listen to us. You don't need to watch the show.
We're gonna do a watch along of our watch along.
That's right. It's like I'd be going, oh, John, I remember this part. You're here. You're about to say something.
An inception of watch alongs.
So just to set up the rules and how we do things here, just in case for anybody who's not been in the watch alongs before, what we do is there's a link at the top of the YouTube chats, and that will get you into the podcast Discord, and there you
need to click. Remember that new link takes you into the Discord proper, so you have to click on the watch party voice channel, and that's where we're gonna be streaming the episode.
Yeah. So that will enable us to watch together the episodes, and then we'll comment along in YouTube in the comments section during the show.
The link's
pinned
at top, right? The link's pinned.
Yeah, it's at the top of the YouTube channel. So if you try getting in there, let us know if you've got any problems, and we'll fix that up for you. But we've also got the timer in the bottom of the screen here. So when Brian does the 3, 2, 1 countdown, I press play on it. So if anybody misses the watch along, decides they want to stick it in their DVD player, or they don't want to watch it in Discord with us and they want to put it on Amazon streaming, or they want to put it in their player and hook it up with us, they can sync up exactly with that timer.
And you guys have
we reset the clock for the second episode as well.
Yeah. And you guys have no idea the effort it took John just to get that timer up. That's a little behind the scenes magic. All the wrangling it took him to
do you know what?
That
I contacted Brian. I said, Brian, how do we get a timer? And Brian's like, as usual, he goes, just send over what you got. I'll fix it.
Yeah.
And
it's not that I don't want to teach anyone. It's just seems like it's easier sometimes just to do. Yeah, and I just plugged in After Effects, and I like how long do we need? An hour? All right, 1 hour. Open caret, close, end, and then let it render for 20 minutes.
And that's it. And it still baffles me even today when he says that. So what we'll do when Brian's ready, just give us the usual free.
You guys got to come into Discord. You're not in Discord.
Yeah. So if I click in now,
I see Retro Doc in there. I see Sci-Fi Chronicles. I see Christie's Corners. I only see a few people. So maybe you guys are gonna watch on your alternate media. That's fine. All right.
Yeah. Let us know if you're having trouble getting in, but you should all be in there. Brian's setting it up, so the episodes are going to be ready to roll.
And you guys are.
You guys, everybody watching, just watch how we tell you to watch, and everything will be fine. Just listen to us. Just do what we say, and it'll all be good.
Enjoy the journey, everyone.
This guy sounds like some kind of CNN broadcaster.
Yeah.
Just listen to us.
So
don't listen to other reporters.
Yeah.
The most untrustworthy voice.
Yeah. So when you're ready, mate, give us a 3, 2, 1, and I'll press start on the timer.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
And we're off. I'm not going there with the size of that spider.
Oh,
yeah, that's me out of the SGC straight away.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah. You know what? I'm cool with fighting lizard people, but I'm not going to deal with gigantic spiders.
It's Alzarius.
Yeah, I would become the highest, highly tactically trained Domino's pizza server in history.
I told my wife that yesterday. She's like, are you ever gonna leave YouTube to get a regular job? I'm like, what job can I do?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think I'd be a great Walmart greeter. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. That's all I know how to do.
Did you kind of just dribble down your chin when she asked you that question? It's like,
yeah.
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
Good to see you, Christy.
He should have scrambled and just gone, it's like the opening of Monty Python. That would have been pretty fun.
There's a rule here. You never trust anyone that just turns up out of the nowhere.
Right. Yeah, that just comes out of the jungle all sweaty.
Well, these guys never
saying incoherent things.
I predict by the end of the episode, this guy will have burst through the security back at the base.
Ask the new guy that just showed up.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh.
Ooh.
It's not looking good, is it?
When the intro starts, I'm gonna turn my camera off.
They're in the Klingon courtroom again.
Yeah. General Worf turns up.
That's right.
I want that technology.
Yeah. Oh, that's harsh. That is harsh, isn't it?
Jack should have just said, "We've never seen this guy before."
What crime?
Never seen.
He ate people. What?
Yeah.
We had no idea.
Still got a bone in his hand.
He ate 13 children. What?
Lord Foth, yeah.
Have
They
these
do have
guys,
some
look,
great.
seriously, have these guys said yet, we have no knowledge of your laws, so how could we be guilty of it?
Daniel just alluded to it, but it's not going to work, is it? Teal'c's like, his facial expression there is, why did I ever team up with this slot? I was a leader of the Jafar. I was okay. Now I'm going to prison.
I was hoping that one of their crimes would be accidentally stepping on the grass, but that was another show.
Yeah. Yeah. And put to death with a little needle.
That's right.
Yeah, very dramatic start. I love season 1, but I do think things step up big time in season 2. And then when we get to season 3, oh boy, gonna have to weld myself to my seat, I think.
Oh, I'm just remembering this episode. This is actually a really good episode.
Yeah, it's a great.
Yeah, especially the way they actually solve the problem is actually super clever.
And how it leads into something else as well.
Yeah.
But again, I think this is a clever.
By the way,
idea.
that's what parts of Los Angeles look like.
Parts? Yeah, like 90%.
But with less trees.
Yeah,
exactly, like those are the kind of people, just people coming out of the shadows, all dirty.
Yeah, but it's less it's less hospitable.
Right?
Escape from LA.
That's what it's turning into. Like how Gary was like, parts?
Yeah. I have to say, this is a great story as well. You've got an alien race that are advanced. They're using a Stargate to send people to prison.
Right.
Great idea. There's some great comments from Jack in this story, though.
I like how Tilk saw the trouble right away.
Yeah.
That's the leader of the homeless camp.
Yeah. She's making beanies for everyone.
She's the fentanyl dealer.
Christy, yeah, 4 is great. Can't wait.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
you're surrounded by hundreds of men that have not seen a woman in a long time.
She's not to be taken by any man. You'll have to make do with me. Again and again.
Here's the thing. It's like, why does the team show up on any planet and like with Sam says, oh, hey, we just want to talk. Just like they act like anybody they encounter is going to have the same kind of social mores and customs that they do. And they're stunned when these aliens don't act like they do. It's like, come on.
This is commentary on real life, bro. This is how this is how we interact with every other country. We expect them to, for some reason, interact the same way we do. And then we're shocked when they don't, we're like blown away.
Yeah. Is this you trying to say that we don't have manners over here?
Well, you're a lost cause, though. You're country, so.
Yeah, I'm feral.
So this is another world, right? Or this is another part of the same world that they were
Another
on
part of the
before?
same world, yeah.
Yeah.
So is this the first time that Stargates can shift things just geographically to another part of the same world?
Interesting question.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. Actually, that's a good point.
This is the
Because
first
if that's
time.
true, this is the first time that they've done that.
It is. This is the first time you see it actually used since they established the second gate in that season 1 episode. So remember in Antarctica, where Carter and Jack were injured. This is the first time that they're actually establishing this idea in the story.
I think you're right.
Teal'c, take point.
It's weird that they don't make a big thing out of it. Because that's pretty a major development.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Jack's response there was so good.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's this one as well, where he tells Daniel to take his glasses off because he's in prison. Straight to the point.
Very good. I like that reference.
Yeah. Well, they go around the corner and they do find Khan.
That's right. Well, he'll send the team to the same planet, and then they'll become prisoners too.
Wow.
So they're on kind of a time limit here.
General Hammond's like, oh, I've got to bail him out again.
Wait, well, why weren't they captured?
Good
Yeah,
point.
maybe because they didn't interact with some pedophile cannibal.
Isn't that always the way?
Now, wouldn't you be concerned that there's a woman that's elderly who everyone seems to follow? Instantly, that'd be a massive red flag for me. Don't know about you.
Well, I was going to make a political statement, but I'm not going to.
I thought you might be.
I was going to name drop there, but I thought, better not.
And you get raided by the feds.
Oh, like California.
hence the feet in the boots. Yeah. That's worrying. It's just see again, another team, a diplomatic team.
That could be a spinoff. Stargate DP1, diplomatic post. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's just people sitting in meetings for an hour every week.
Now, again, so you've now got a woman that's in a cell in prison. She can now make power sources in a cell.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, so did Tony Stark.
I mean, but chemical power is a real thing.
Yeah,
Like that's an actual thing. Like you can make power. It's not a lot of power, but you can make it.
but you would be thinking, yeah, something's not quite right here.
Right. I actually don't think it is cold fusion. I don't think it is.
Everyone's got that weed in their car.
Right.
If Daniel sees that, he's going to say, I can use this to save Charest.
Yeah, he might. I mean, look, like if that was actually cold fusion, then like there's a lot of bacteria that produces electricity. Like there's a lot of stuff that produces electricity. Like, oh, is that cold fusion? Maybe it is. Maybe I'm just stupid.
I mean, we've had a tech for decades to be able to run cars
Give
on
me
water.
Genesis.
Like Toke just holding it up by his throat. If this was rated, if they had no problem with their own rating, they would have cut to a scene of him beating a dude with his own arm.
Yes. yeah. And you got that cannibal guy from the beginning.
Or wiping off the
a little
gunk from
bite
his
out of
hand,
it.
wiping off the gunk from his hand because he just crushed his throat.
Yeah.
You are not my friend. So it's an interesting question there. do you think, right, first plan is we need to get out, so we needed to get out. We'll deal with that issue once we're out of it, or do you start having that conversation and going, well, we need to wait to be rescued because we don't know anything about this woman? Me, I would be looking to work with her to get out, then deal with the problem.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, what do they say? Like, kill them all, let God sort them out. We'll figure it out once we get out of here.
That's right.
Yeah.
He should say, let's tell her that we'll get her out, and then we'll turn around and betray her, you know.
Or just maybe get her out and learn about her before you release her into the world.
Yeah. And don't put her in a cell.
Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's
Daniel.
Maybe it's not your problem. Maybe it's that world's problem, and they imprisoned you. So let them figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll get her out and then close the iris before she can get.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Clearly, that dude eats first.
Yeah.
He's bigger than I am.
Wait, so there's no what do you call the stand where the dial? There's no
DHD.
Right?
No, there's no dial home device.
No way out. Unless you manually turn it.
Is that somebody like going to the bathroom on the other side of the Stargate?
Yeah.
So
what do you mean?
This is like a huge toilet. Okay.
So it is LA then.
Yes.
I feel like that's actually a super inefficient way to feed criminals. They should just throw a bunch of fruit over there or something.
Yeah. Again, that's terrifying, isn't it?
Please, sir, may I have some more?
To be honest, by the look of that food, I'd probably just leave it.
Gordon Ramsay would not approve.
No.
I hope somebody says tastes like chicken.
Yeah. But again, the sets look really good again.
Guys, like, I got you something. He's holding a dead body. I'm just realizing how absurd that is. It's so
just eating a shoe.
Jack doesn't have good luck with eating. Jack doesn't have good luck with eating foreign stuff.
No, he doesn't.
He should be the last person to try.
I just can't get over the fact that they tried to offer them a dead body. It's so funny.
Yeah, he don't want to be eating any love cake in here, that's for sure.
Some big dude. This guy's name is Tiny. He's like, you ate my love cake.
Yeah. And he's got the butterfly outfit on.
We are now married. He's got the butterfly outfit. It's too small for him.
I've just given a new producer new ideas for Stargate if it comes back. And again, this is interesting because this is a race you do not hear of again in Stargate.
Yeah, you never hear them again.
Yeah. And they're a powerful race, clearly.
Yeah, they can teleport people.
Yeah.
There you go. Get it, bro.
Hey, legend.
Just tell them, look, give us our prisoners back, and we'll give you YouTube access.
We'll give you your life.
Give them social media. You know, the society will be destroyed in about a week and a half.
That's cool. I like the set effects there.
Yeah. Add a little pep. Oh, she's the Ronnie. And why does that shock
Or is
Sam?
she? Or is she actually telling you that she's not to be trusted?
Right? That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
So far, she
Saying
hasn't
it's the
lied
case.
once.
Yeah.
She's just telling you the truth.
This is a good example of where they push Hammond too far when he's always normally the calm one. First step through the gate.
Here we go.
You better see pictures of Hammond barfing because it's his first time.
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel.
Yeah.
Oh, resident idiot. Get out of the way, Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his life.
Everyone else is just picking up the feet. Oh, free Nikes. He'll just walk straight through everyone.
he just walks through.
Yeah. His ears are knocking people out because he's so ripped.
He brought a lawyer, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, Hammond is such a baller, bro.
Yeah. SG Law coming up. He's shut up. I'm talking. He's saying.
Dude, I love Hammond. Like I actually love that character.
Just
he might be my favorite
badass.
character. Yeah, he's such a badass.
I mean,
he's a straight up man. Like no bullshit. He's a man. He's in charge. We don't get that anymore in movies and TV.
No,
even the ones we like, they're never the ones that are fully in charge. There's always questioning, you know.
I mean, when you get to Lost City, and you're just so happy about seeing Hammond, it's just so good.
Yeah,
and with Don S. Davis passing away, it's only a small minority of actors in sci-fi that I get choked up about, and he was one of them.
Yeah.
Just a legend.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry when Spader goes, bro.
Yeah.
There's only 100%. Been a few actors I've ever cared like Davis for sure, Robin Williams, and I think that when Spader goes, that's when I might tear up a little bit.
Yeah,
because I've been watching him since I was 7 years old.
Yeah, it just, and again, you don't see many coming through now that give you that same. Or maybe it's because it's a childhood thing. You followed them all the way. Maybe there's things for kids now, people for kids, where they'll enjoy them going forward. These new actors, but
right.
I'll be gutted when Shatner passes. You know, I'm glad I met him.
It's awesome.
Lord.
If I'd known how many stupid things that Daniel would do over the course of this series, I would have started making a list at the first episode.
Gary, it gets better, bro. Daniel becomes the best one of the best characters in all of this universe. It's a long process.
Yeah. There are definitely some fist pumping moments coming along.
100%
in the future. Yeah.
All right.
Is this whole Stargate universe? I mean, Gary, you're working your way through it, but for everyone that's watched Stargate, is this the last sci-fi series that you were really invested in? You know, there's been shows that have come along since Stargate, but for me, Stargate is the last proper series that I was really invested in. Stargate Picard season 3, I'll add into the mix because that was really good. But there's been nothing that's come along since Stargate that has
not really
interested me. No.
I mean, the new Murderbot series has me like wanting to watch it every week, but I'm not yet invested in the characters the way I was ever invested in Stargate.
Yeah,
And I'm
I
not
need
sure
to check
how
it out.
I'll ever be because they don't make 20 episode seasons anymore. They make
No.
3
Six
seasons, 8
to
episodes
8.
apiece. It's hard to be emotionally invested in anything with
Yeah.
that little of information.
I would say
So-
Manimal, but that was before Stargate.
I thought you guys were going to bring in Ironheart for a second.
You know how you have the one of the worst TV shows ever made is
Yeah.
when your show is still better. When Ironheart is better than like Discovery season 5, that means Discovery season 5. Discovery is one of the worst shows ever made.
Yeah.
Like the other day we were talking, I was like, actually, Ironheart was better than Acolyte and Discovery. And I'm like, oh my god, that means I suffered through 5 seasons of Discovery.
Ironheart is playing on a loop in every asylum in the.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I
Still better than Discovery somehow.
I don't know how you got to 5, mate.
I mean, it was my job. Remember, I was reviewing it on that one channel every week for years, dude.
That broke.
And I made what, a dozen videos trying to make sense of it before I realized I stopped when I realized like there is no making sense of this. I can't, as a Star Trek fan, add any headcanon to this.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed some of the dialogue. So explain to me what they're doing here.
They're trying to use her bioelectricity to activate the gate. They're going to manually dial it.
So you remember in season 1 they had the Tantalus episode with all the glyphs. They're doing exactly the same here, effectively, with this power source.
Remember they used the lightning or whatever? They're doing the same thing here. So this is a callback to that. It shows that you can manually dial the gate if you have power.
Yeah.
Go, run, guys, run. Run. Don't take your time. Run. Literally run. Why are you not running?
Just
Now shut down. Now shut the iris.
yeah.
Why did that guy call out?
Yeah, he just self-preservation, you should just go.
Well, so the blind dude made it back. I'm actually impressed. That guy was there for like a day before he escaped.
He's like, right, I'm off. That's almost emotional from Teal there, isn't it? You see, Jack, his facial expression there, he's got a suspicion.
That's not Dr. Fraser.
No. But this is the thing. If it was me, I would not, even though you got out of prison, I would not be showing this person my computer systems.
I was going to hold this comment until the rating part. Sam, this entire episode is coming off to me as just incredibly naive.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole episode.
Sam?
Yeah.
Sam.
Like
yeah.
she's just giving him access to the computer system.
It's true.
Not clueless, just naive.
Yeah. Is that the guy who's Homer Simpson in The Simpsons?
Oh, Dan Castellaneta?
Yeah, because he was in a couple of Stargate episodes. He's in one later on.
I don't remember his name being in the credits.
It looks like him.
Somebody find that out and put it in the chat. Oh, Sam.
See, I don't think this is where I don't think Hammond knows anything about this information that's being provided.
Right.
Because he wouldn't allow any of this to happen.
Oh, God.
This is... Just giving Kinsey an opportunity now.
At this point, Jack or the Colonel should be saying, locate Linnea and bring her here immediately.
Yeah. Hit the alert button.
Yes. Yes. Present location of Linnea. She's accessing the computer in station 5. Okay.
The cameras have gone offline.
Let's just slowly walk down to where she is.
Yeah.
Shoot her. That's what I would do. Okay, just shoot her.
You just see Teal'c turn up and
0,
snap her neck.
0, 0, destruct 0. Get out of there. Yeah. She's not going to let you dial those coordinates again.
And deleted it. Wow, she's brilliant. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty... Honestly, that's pretty gangster.
Yeah.
That's pretty gangster. She didn't kill anyone. No one died. Nothing bad happened. All debts have been paid. Boom.
Yeah. So you now have an ethical dilemma of they've let the destroyer of worlds loose.
You want to know how I see it? Ready?
Yeah.
Not my problem.
Is this a two-part?
Shouldn't have imprisoned us in the first place. What did you expect?
A gold world. Yeah. Send her to a Gould world.
Is
Let
this
them
a
fight it out?
Is this a two-parter?
No, it's not.
Oh,
No.
interesting. Okay.
You never see that character again, ever.
ever.
All right. I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
you wouldn't have said that if it wasn't true. If it wasn't.
how can I put it? Brian is right. You don't see that woman again.
That's
ever.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, she regenerates. Okay.
Yes, get to Jodie Whittaker. Yeah.
Yeah.
She
She becomes a black trans woman.
She didn't scrunch enough.
It was
There's
progressive.
actually a
in the
Doctor Who
90s.
crossover episode where
Stargate scrunch.
she makes out with Nudie, whatever his name is.
Yeah, they do ballet together.
They do ballet together. It's the whole thing. What you don't know, Gary, is we're actually leading you back to Doctor Who.
Nicuti,
Yeah,
nobody.
This whole thing is just to get you to watch back Doctor Who again.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is.
the Nicuti episodes? No, I'm not going to watch those.
Yeah. So, guys, and everyone in the chat, post your scores out of 10 for this episode. Gary, start with you. What do you think?
I don't know. It was just kind of. I mean, there was no kind of like fist. I'm actually going to say 5. There was no kind of fist pump moment for me. Sam was an idiot. Daniel, this must be before he develops. You guys have assured me that Daniel develops brains at some point. This is before that. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the progression of the episodes seemed to depend on the crew, except for Jack acting stupid. So yeah, I'd say a 5.
Yeah. Brian?
Yeah, I mean, pretty close. The thing about Daniel, Gary, is that this is not an episode where Daniel could ever be effective. He's just part of the team. None of his skills are useful in this scenario whatsoever. To be fair, the only person there who has useful skills is Tilk. Everyone else is just sort of a bystander. And what we see with Daniel is Daniel slowly starts to realize that he needs to broaden his skill base. And he does that. He broadens his ability to be self-reliant as we go along. But these first couple seasons, he's still a scientist that really just knows how language works. That's his entire gig. He doesn't even understand like the basics of like electricity and chemicals.
Well, he doesn't understand not to stand in front of a gate as it's about to activate.
Well, he's such a bleeding heart, though, bro. He's the liberal of the team, He's the progressive.
I think
Jack's the right. He's the left.
You know what, Brian?
That
is the best explanation so far for what he does.
That's what it is.
That he's a liberal progressive.
You have to have that displayed on screen. Like, look at since the Wizard of Oz, we've had, when it comes to an ensemble cast, you got to have the bleeding heart, you got to have the courageous coward, you got to have the novice, and you got to have the audience.
Daniel is the scarecrow.
He's the scarecrow. Straight up, dude. He's the scarecrow. And without that team up, without that exact ensemble, and then there are people that are going to be watching that are not represented in some way. So when it comes to an ensemble cast, it's always gone back to that original movie. It worked, and they've been running with that formula ever since. From Star Wars to Harry Potter to Star Trek to Stargate, it's always the same.
Okay, wait a minute.
And he's the liberal.
If Daniel's the scarecrow, I would assume then that Teal'c is the Tin Man.
He's the Tin Man. Yeah, he's the muscle who learns how to be human.
I would assume Jack is Dorothy and Sam is the lion.
I would say that it would have been interesting if they did a sequel episode where you actually saw later seasons Jack Daniel in that fight, with Vishnu. That would have been an interesting one, because I think he might not have won it, but he certainly would have held his ground a lot more.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. See, and Jack is the audience. That's why whenever there is a reaction almost all the time, it's Jack. When that guy said, "I have a gift for you," like a dead body, Jack was like, "Okay," because because the audience is responding in the same way at that moment, like, "Okay." So he's the audience. He's the reaction that they expect from the audience. So whenever you see Jack react, they're expecting the audience to react that same way. That's the point of that scene.
Yeah.
And I really only wait. John, did you haven't given your story
I haven't yet.
right? Okay.
No.
Go ahead.
So I was going to say, for me, I'll give it a 6. And again, the reason I edge it up a notch from you is because, as I've said before, I've seen these series time and time again. I know things that you don't know. That's why I probably give it an extra notch, So it's a 6 from me. Again, I still find with Stargate SG-1 that even when you can call it like a quieter story, I'm still interested in it, because those characters are just great. They can be stupid at times, but they just all work so well together, and it's like you were saying during the episode, Brian, it's funny when you have that, it's a comedy moment, but it's played serious, where Teal'c is holding that guy up by his neck, and you just laugh at it, even though he's being serious. You do hurt my friends again and I will kill you. But you're laughing again. He will.
I would like to see this episode be 10 minutes longer and have them show the briefing after this incident as they all one at a time go, yeah, we probably shouldn't have done that. Yeah, we probably shouldn't have done that. Oh yeah, we maybe want to change this next time. As they list all the dumb things they did in this episode.
Yeah, I mean, I would say to you as well that they're just lucky at this point that this wasn't season 1 when Senator Kinsey had turned up to criticize them about security, because if he had turned up and he was saying, well, hang on a minute, Sam allowed, Linnea to have access to the computer system.
Yeah, that's just that was beyond the pale.
I'm not sure that it would have gone too well. I think that attorney that was with Hammond in that episode, he would have had to have been in that meeting with Kinsey as well.
Yeah, if they ever do another clip show, this episode's definitely going to be in it as evidence against the team.
Yeah. So I was going to say, I mean, people in the chat. So we've got, Christy gives it a solid 5. Juliet gives it an 8 out of 10. So it's one that Juliet likes quite a lot. Cool. Lord Foff gives it a 6 out of 10. We've got generally, I think that's it from the audience tonight. But I mean, it's just a solid SG-1 episode for season 2. I think what we need to do is we need to reset the clock and get into the second episode.
Yep.
And see where we are. So, guys, Brian, just let me know when you're ready. Do the 3-second countdown and I'll press play.
Let's go. Ready? 3. Is everyone else ready?
Yep.
You guys are ready?
Everyone's ready to roll.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off.
I love how it starts with that lion every time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss that because MGM is slowly being completely absorbed into Amazon.
Do you know what? I just got the Bond 4K set through, the Connery set.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's great, but you can tell it's a CGI'd lion. They've updated it and it doesn't look as good as the original. I don't know why they did that.
Can you rip one of those for me?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll send it over to you. But they do look good, mate. The quality's good.
The quality's good.
Yeah,
I'm always worried about 4K, like older 4K, because like the film has got to be degraded. Like, how are they? And they have to replace the degraded stuff.
No, the transfers on this new set are fantastic.
Really, I would like to see that.
Yeah, I'll sort something out.
That
for
shot,
you,
by the way, of the gate when the camera went past the gate was sick.
Yeah,
remember that's all physical stuff. There was no
Daniel,
that was not
gross.
CGI.
Just shake it off. Do they not have authorized Stargate handkerchiefs.
Yeah, I'm realizing that in
In the gift
season
shop?
2, there are a lot of episodes that are sort of standalone that don't really
Yeah.
feed the main story.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
It's-
we've set up the universe. Now we're gonna set
We're gonna
the
breathe.
groundwork for future stuff, but we don't want to really
Yeah.
tie everything together. Because this
I
is
mean-
important because it almost foreshadows stuff that we see in 10 episodes.
Yeah.
It foreshadows
does.
that the technology, can exist.
Yeah. I mean,
Fascinating.
again, you've got these what later seasons spoiler jerry-rigged devices that they use as training
Shari, is that you?
systems. Yeah.
We just got here 10 seconds ago, Jack.
Gary's on a good one today. Damn, Gary.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a dumb
He's like,
question.
some kind of medical device, you fucking idiot. It's like, hey, calm down, Gary, relax.
Yeah. So it's like,
We
it's like
just started watching, bro.
sharpening a knife while he's watching.
He's like,
I will find you.
That doesn't mean I'm not enjoying these episodes, but it's like, come on, dude.
oh, shit. I mean, I'm not sure if that could have been prevented.
Yeah. It sensed them. That was it. They were done for.
This is a metaphor for something, but I'm not going to say what.
Social media, VR headsets,
Yeah, thank you.
gaming.
Something like, yes, take your pick.
In other words, intelligent science fiction.
Yep.
Juliet, he does. They're going back to the movie with this, with him having hay fever.
Actually, they could do a clip show out of this because the whole episode could just be them sitting there remembering other adventures.
And of course, this is an episode that you'll find out a little bit more about Daniel's backstory as well in this episode. You'll find out a little bit more about Jack's backstory as well.
Oh, you're kidding. Really? Okay.
Dwight Schultz. Yeah. So it's interesting. They can actually remember what's happened to them. It's not like a Matrix situation where they're not aware of it.
Oh, Kowalski.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you're dead, bro.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Holy cow.
It just grew that overnight. Jafar accelerated hair.
They really should have had Teal'c like reach up and touch his hair. They missed a beat there. That would have been funny. What is this?
In later seasons, he does look cool with his hair when he goes for it.
Well, Teal'c being there, it's already altered then, if that was the case. If at the end of the episode, Teal'c reverts to normal and looks in a mirror and sees his old self and his hair is gone, I want him to go, no.
What you see cutlets all over the floor.
And then he goes out
droppings.
and then he requisitions a wig from General Hammond.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it shows a lot of the backstory of Jack and the missions he was on, covert missions before, you know, the SGC even was a thing. Stargate was a thing.
I like that they did that in From Russia with Love, where Bond uses puts a gun on the guy's shoulder
Yeah.
to aim. I like that.
Just missed the smiling teeth, didn't you, really?
Yeah, there you go. I just washed these windows.
Yeah.
Do you not do physical media, Brian? Because if you do that, Bond set is actually worth getting.
I do it, but that I can't get it the same way you guys can. I'm not sure how you got it. You got to explain to me after the show.
Yeah.
Because I was on Letterbox and it wasn't available.
Jack,
Yeah.
Jack, you're kneeling on my chest.
Yeah. I just hitting my balls.
Let's be respectful, people. The man just died. Oh, wow.
Loop.
my old office.
Yeah. Where Brian earlier was saying about season 2, they're doing standalone episodes. They do, and I think what they're also doing, they're crafting sort of backstories and other sort of very emotional character elements for each character in the series. Because this does it. What they do in this story, they do that, and then season 3, like you say, you go into the lore, and yeah, when you get to season 4, whoa.
This is not a criticism, just an observation. Would you really want to be standing under that as they're lowering it?
Yeah, it's a very good point, mate.
I mean, yeah, could have told you.
Yeah. So this is a good story because we've learned about Jack's tragic backstory, but you didn't have anything told to you about Daniel. Now you're learning a tragic backstory for Daniel as well.
They're pulling
This
it
is
from
the
your memory then.
This is the equivalent of them playing GoldenEye in the N64 like I used to do in the 90s. Rocket launchers or man with a golden gun only mission, 4-player mode.
Are you going to get that? By the way, I know it's not Stargate. Are you going to get that new James Bond game? It's supposed to be really cool.
I'm going to get it, but there's a few things I'm worried about it. But I'm going to play it through, see what it's like.
Ooh, cool. I like this one. This is a good one.
Yeah. You're in the zone now, mate. What do we call ourselves now? Gators?
Yeah, we're gators. Gators.
The gators, everyone.
Well, what did you got? What you Oh, why not pull the other guy? Wait.
Look at that. That's Teal'c doing a Rambo moment. But this goes back to what Brian you were saying earlier about now you've only got 8 episodes max. You can't build this this free three-dimensional characters with their history and backstory in
literally no
episodes. Yeah. It's a good story though, because how horrible it would be to see your friends or your family
Jack, you're in a
members
loop,
dying
obviously.
in a loop. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I love Dwight Schultz. He's brilliant, isn't he? %, Lord Foff. Absolutely. Juliet, yeah, it won't allow him to do it. That's why it keeps looping. Every time they try and alter it, it just reverts back to how it should be. I'm watching Babylon 5, and Dwight Schultz has just turned up in that in an episode as well.
Well, he just went through it twice and nothing changed.
Yeah. But again, he wants variations
Ask
for
him why. Yeah,
the
ask him
watchers.
why he's doing it, Jack.
Entertainment.
Yeah, but he needs to ask the question at least.
Yeah. Good play, Jack.
Yeah, Jack saw War Games. The only correct response is not to play. Yeah.
Yep. Break the fucking stick.
Yeah. Lord Foff, I watched season 1 of Babylon 5 and I hated it. I didn't think it was great, but I've got into season 2 and it is night and day. The seasons, it's so much better in quality. Hmm. You would literally need a lot of therapy after this mission, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would.
Dealing with that repeatedly.
At this point, Daniel should be going, hey, you want to get out of the way.
You know what made me upset when I watched this? How stupid his parents are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they're so stupid. Brilliant people that are that retarded. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Shoot him. Take your gun out and shoot him.
Yeah.
What do they say? Like break the stick, bro. This is a no-win situation. Break
Yeah.
the stick. Do something drastic. Literally take a bat and just hit him with it.
Yeah. Hit a
Break their
cabinet.
legs. Break
How
their
about
legs right
walking
now.
up to them, grabbing their arms and pulling them out of the way?
Yeah. Start smashing up the antiquities so they come out to discipline you.
Break the stick, bro.
That's something you find like in one of those, PSAs later about like what not to do.
Yeah.
Don't let this happen to you.
Don't stand underneath
Yeah.
a 1-ton rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, being held just by one chain.
You know, if Teal could been with him, Teal would just be holding the wall up. Just... Sickos.
And your penis was much smaller.
Yeah. And you were a man.
And you were straight.
Yeah, that's it, Danny.
I love this guy. Hey, look who it is, dude.
It's great. Dwight Schultz, yeah.
Yeah. I like how he's also playing like a guy who's in effectively a holodeck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just great actor, Dwight Schultz. Just
So now we
steals
get
scenes
we'll
when he's
get
on.
Sam dressed up as the goddess of love, like Troy did.
Yeah, muzzle it.
Break the stick, Danny.
Yeah, you just want to punch that guy right now, do you?
I mean, to be fair though, in almost everything he does, I feel the need to punch him at least once.
Yeah.
He's just one of those guys. He's so punchable.
Yeah. I need to go back to A-Team actually and watch my set again. It's been a while.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh. Yeah, Michael Shanks was not a great actor in the very beginning of the series. I'm remembering that now. He got so much better though.
He got good.
He became the character for sure.
I mean,
even James Spader was like, they interviewed him when he was doing The Office, and they asked him, "Hey, how did you ever watch Stargate?" He goes, "Love Stargate. Michael Shanks, great." Well,
yeah,
he became great. He said that word just like that. James Spader is such a baller.
All right, so I'm playing this game. So if Danny's like if he's like the 7-year-old, if he's his 7-year-old self basically in this scenario, then you know what? Go to the other side of the room, fall down and start screaming, hold your leg or whatever, and then your parents will hopefully run out to you because they think their son is in pain.
Yeah. Join them.
That would go
stand next to your parents.
But when you were saying, Brian, about the acting, when you start talking about, the arcs with, Anubis and onwards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just, he's just on a whole new level with his acting. And he's probably got arguably one of the hottest wives on the planet.
I would think Sam would ask him, "What do you get out of this?"
Stories.
Yeah, he's just
but they need to actually ask him that.
Yeah, that's a big fat no. Yeah. So there's devices going in certain areas as well.
Well, now we know where your mind is, John.
Yeah. We're walking funny. For
I don't
want
to know what you'd be coming, what scenario you'd be coming.
Oh, look, it's Haley Atwell.
There you go.
Interesting.
You're basically a new video game module.
Yeah. The latest update.
Once. Or because she's a woman.
Juliet, I agree. I don't think you'll ever get sort of at least a 20 episode season again. I wish you would, but I think those days are gone, sadly. So again, the Avatar's just trying to keep him in there because he won't exist. Yeah. Because he won't exist if they step out.
So he's kind of like an AI.
Yeah. Yeah. 100% it does.
They're still in the program.
Yeah. It's a classic sci-fi thing, isn't it?
Yep.
See, if that was you, Gary, Janet would be in a bikini there, wouldn't she? She'd be in a gold bikini.
Well, what's your point?
We'd know straight away it was a simulation.
Yeah, I wouldn't care though.
You wouldn't want to leave.
I have 2 words: slave Leia.
Not.
Yeah.
Oh shit! They're still in the damn machine. I just realized that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hammond would never do that.
No, you were released.
Yeah.
They're just realizing it.
Yeah, yeah.
He would never say that. He'd never say that.
No. Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Just say, okay. Yeah. Do you know what I would do as a test if I was still in a simulation or not? Whether I needed to pee. You know, I'd be like, I haven't peed in days and I don't need to. That's
a
right.
red flag.
He's like a red flag, bro.
Ask for water like every 5 minutes and then see if something happens.
Yeah. 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 Fun. I think you are. T-Hawk just massacres a man.
That's cool.
Scientologists. It's not. I'd really love to talk to Brad Wright one day and just ask him about like these types of episodes and where he got his influence for writing these stories, you know, because it is classic sci-fi stuff. But if there's a particular story or novel that he read that inspired him to write this, or you know, it'd be great question to ask him. He's nippy. That's a nice shot, that. Well, I thought Tilt was going to like American football tackle him to the ground there for a second.
I like that.
Yeah. Hang on a minute. No, you invited them into the game. It was your fault. You shouldn't have grabbed them and pulled them in.
Yeah, it sounds like you're a dick.
Yeah. Is there like a follow-up scene where you just see like the population just beating him to a pulp? Yeah, change the clothes. Dwight Schultz. You see him in a later season, Gary, where he comes back with an armada to wipe out Earth for what they did to the garden.
Really, I'd actually like to see that.
All right.
That's it. So, Gary, what's your score on that one?
I really like that one. Even with the whole they're still in the thing, and that's just because we've seen so many different shows with that, but that didn't diminish my enjoyment. I will give this an 8. I really liked this one.
Cool. And just let us know in the chat what your scores are out of 10 as well. But Brian, what about you?
Yeah, I would probably say 7. Yeah, it's okay. Not bad. I enjoyed it. I'm a big fan of like the world building stuff, but I recognize that can't happen without the individual stories. So,
right. I mean, in a way, I see this as kind of like still in the sphere of world building, because giving us the backstories on the character is world building to me. So,
yeah. I think for me, I'll probably give it a 7. I think for me, I really like, as you were saying there, Gary, I kind of said in the episode as well, it is, you got the origin before from the movie about what had happened to Jack. Now you're seeing sort of like the tragic element of what happened to Daniel, what happened to his parents, which again, builds, the character a bit more. It's good stuff. And it's classic sci-fi stuff. So, I'm in on it really.
And we do learn that Daniel's occasional stupidity is genetic. That's the big revelation of this episode.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they should,
assuming that's the way that it actually happened, then yes, his stupidity is genetic.
If he ever had offspring, none of his family should work in construction.
Yes.
Let's just say that.
They need to live in child-proof houses, where there's no electrical plugs or anything like that.
And then in the chat, we've got Lord Foff gives it 7 out of 10. We've got Juliet that gives it an 8 out of 10.
Juliet, everything, even from, what is this now, about 29 years ago, is a work of genius compared to the sludge that's being churned out today.
Yeah, exactly. It's and then Christy gives it 7 out of 10.
Maybe I overrated it.
So decent scores again for another Stargate SG-1 episode.
Yeah,
it's good. It's good, and I think I'm enjoying us being in season 2. I think I was going to let everyone know as well about what's coming up. I've got a video coming out shortly that I have mentioned in the community where I'm talking about the Ashen and about that alien species. Yeah. So that'll be coming out, and then I'll obviously be talking about more stuff. I'll talk to Brian and see if he wants to do a few. There'll be sort of shorter recordings that I'll put out, but it'll be about lore, tech, alien species in the Stargate universe, which will be fun to talk about as well. So that'll be coming along. And I was also going to say, Brian, tell everyone as well about your Man of Steel documentary that's just come out.
Oh man, that took me so long, man. Oh my god. Oh my god, it was so hard. I finally finished what I am calling my trilogy of Superman documentaries because I covered all the Christopher Reeve movies, and then I covered the Superman Returns. But inside the Christopher Reeve doc is the entire history of Superman that led up to Christopher Reeve's movies. And then inside the Superman Returns doc was all the stuff that led up to Superman Returns. Superman Flyby, the Nicolas Cage stuff, everything basically that happened from the end of the Reeve era to the Returns era, right? And then Man of Steel is, yes, a documentary all about Man of Steel. But more importantly, I also covered what happened that led up to Man of Steel, how it got made, how they chose that director, and then even covered all the stuff, not just Man of Steel, but basically everything Henry Cavill, from Batman vs Superman, the Snyder Cut, Justice League, all of that, the entire history. So if you add up all those things, if you make one gigantic 5-hour supercut, it is effectively the history of cinematic Superman from the very beginning, from the inception in 1938 to the Snyder Cut. So it's hard to say. Like I was telling Shane, like I think we didn't label these things correctly because we called them like the history of Christopher Reeve Superman, history of Brandon Ray Superman, but in reality, it's like the history of Superman, up to 2001, history of Superman 2001 to 2006, history of Superman 2007 to 2024. That's effectively what they are. Yeah. And it took an insane amount of time. The craziest thing is, I think that the Snyder stuff that happened with the Snyder Cut might be legitimately one of those extremely rare moments in cinematic history that can never be repeated. It was a combination of a director that needed work, a studio that needed content, a global motherfucking pandemic, an insane audience that would have sacrificed their animals to the Snyder altar, and more importantly, a love of the actors that loved Zack Snyder. Like they adored this man. Like they adored him. They saw him as family, and they hated the fact that when his daughter died, the studio treated him like crap. They hated Joss Whedon, and they hated the studio. And these same exact people that said they would never come back to work for Warner Brothers ever again jumped at the chance the moment Snyder had a blank check, and he did. That dude asked for an insane amount of money to finish the Snyder Cut. That was that from what he said was already pretty much finished. He asked for another like $50 million. They gave the dude a blank check, and when he reached out to all these people, they effectively dropped what they were doing. Like every job they were working on. Gal Gadot was working on a Netflix project. So was Cavill with Witcher. They were all, dude, Ben Affleck was in the middle of directing a movie. And they all put everything on hold to go do reshoots for Snyder. First off, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen in the real world. Pandemics are pretty rare, thank God. Okay, the studio, basically retracking their steps and allowing something because they require content. The birth of a streaming service. These are all extremely one in a lifetime rare things that happen, and it all happened at the same time to give you a 4-hour, in my opinion, masterpiece. And that couldn't have happened without the events of Man of Steel, and Man of Steel couldn't have happened without the failure of Brandon Routh's Superman. And Brandon Routh's Superman would have never have happened if Bryan Singer wasn't living with Richard Donner. Bryan Singer was living with Richard Donner. And so when he got the opportunity to even discuss Superman, his entire involvement was he was basically Richard Donner's son. So it was basically the son of the great Richard Donner making an ode to Superman that failed miserably because he didn't make a Superman movie or a Donner movie, but he tried to make a Donner Superman movie. So but that failure is what pushed the studio to find Chris Nolan, because Chris Nolan made $1 billion on a $180 million budget project, and that dragged him into trying to find a director that can match that style, because he didn't want to direct another Superman movie or a superhero movie, and he just watched 300, and he's like, this movie's pretty cool. And so he's like, call up Zack Snyder. Oh, he also did another superhero movie. They hired a dude to make a superhero movie that just made a movie mocking superhero movies, which is crazy.
Yeah.
All the events that led to this one in a lifetime cinematic event that was the Snyder Cut. It's an incredible story, dude. And if you watch the story from that 1938 to 2024 that led us to James Gunn and his new and this another really unique situation where the head of a studio is also writing and directing a movie, a Superman movie.
Yeah.
That's never happened.
No.
Not once. In all of film history, that's never happened.
Yeah, I mean,
and that wouldn't have happened. Yeah, and they got full control, and that would have not happened if not for the events of the Snyderverse. And that wouldn't have happened without the events of Returns, without the extreme failure of Returns. And all of this doesn't really happen unless a little kid loses his dad in 1938 and draws a figure. And the most important part about this is when he lost his dad, he thought his dad was shot in a robbery, right? When in reality, his dad died from a heart attack, but he was also shot. So he was so heartbroken that he drew a character that was bulletproof. He didn't draw a character that can fly or shoot lasers out of his eyes or can, breathe underwater. No, he just drew a simple character. And this character had the ability of being bulletproof because his dad died by getting shot.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, and the rest is history. So I'm so happy that we got to tell that story. But my God, dude, it took me 3 months. 3 months of my life.
You blasted it. I mean, again, to do one, I can't believe how you had the time to do one, but to do the number that you did in that time,
crazy.
I mean,
Marathon,
it's on
bro.
the scale. Yeah, and if like me, I mean, again, I haven't seen the new Superman yet because my cinema that is local to me has been taken over, so they're renovating it at the moment, so it's not open, and I'm desperate to see it. And for me,
I loved it. I loved it more the second time, actually, which is weird.
Yeah, I loved it too. The new one.
Loved every minute. It's crazy. You watch it the first time, you're like, oh, that's a great movie, great start to DC. Then I brought my kids to watch it, and I was like, I can't believe this, but I actually like it more the second time. Like it's more endearing. Superman is more charming. It's hard to explain because I know there's a lot of bad actors out there, but you don't gotta like the movie. But I gotta say, like, this is totally in every way completely different than the Snyderverse. Yeah. And people go, well, then can you compare it to the Reeves? This is the closest thing you can get to maybe the Reeves universe, but even then, it's not the same. But comparing it to Man of Steel is, I think, bad faith, because it's like comparing two completely different, objects,
styles. Yeah,
they're 100% totally different in every way.
I had one. Won't get into it now, but I had one big problem with it. But other than that, I thought it was tremendous, and we need a Justice Gang movie tomorrow.
Oh my God, dude, Mr. Terrific, dude! I never thought I would like that character. I was like,
that's the guy who, that's the guy who I was impressed with when he was in For All Mankind.
Yes,
he was like the Elon Musk type guy that was building his own ship to Mars.
I know he's a good actor, but when I first saw the trailer, I was like, I don't know. They got like the sort of blaxploitation type of character. And I didn't really like Mr. Terrific in the comics. I never understood the whole concept of like, he was very much a progressive character. And I don't really like progressive comic book characters because I always feel like they're super preachy. But this dude, they didn't play it like that. Like he has a moral center.
Brian, the one thing that during the movie I thought, and again, this
perfect casting, by the way, Laura Toth. Perfect.
Yeah.
In every way.
I thought that they not to expound on it, but I just want to see if Brian agrees with me. It seems like this version of Mr. Terrific, they played almost like Metron of the New Gods, with the chair, with the detachment. Of course, he had the snarky humor and the ego and everything, but a lot of times he kind of reminded me of Metron, gliding along.
I think because you're thinking of the chair.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, well, so he has the chair in the comic books too. In the comics, he's like, I guess, you know what? I guess I'm wrong. I guess I just didn't like him in the comics because I didn't get enough of his personality. When this actor is able to bring that personality out in a way that
I thought the train wreck was going to be Guy Gardner, Nathan Fillion. And he was great. He was great.
It's funny because I thought I wasn't going to like Terrific. And this was my thoughts going into the movie. I thought I want to like the movie. Obviously, I have an entire channel dedicated to it, for the love of God. Of course, so I want to like it. But I was prepared to not like Mr. Terrific. I was prepared to be annoyed by Crypto. And I was prepared for Guy Gardner to agitate, to not be charming, to not be likable in any way, because in the comics, Guy Gardner is an asshole.
Oh, he is. He's a drunk asshole.
That's his point.
But man, you take Nathan, and you put him in that role, and you say you have to play an asshole. Nathan can't help but be a lovable asshole, because that's who Nathan is. So it's the perfect casting, because if you want someone to be a lovable asshole, tell Nathan to play asshole, because he can't help but be lovable. Even when he was being an asshole, it had this weird charm around it, That scene, I'm sorry, spoiler, but fucking I don't care. That scene when he comes, I'm not going to totally spoiler, but when he comes to save the kid and he's like, Superman can't make it. You got to upgrade, kid. And he fucking does that. Bro, my theater lost it.
Yeah.
They lost it. Yeah. People were cheering, bro. It's incredible.
This is not a spoiler because this didn't happen in the movie. But if they would have had a scene where Hot Girl lays out Guy Gardner and then Mr. Terrific says, one punch, I would have leaped out of my chair screaming.
Yeah, my major criticism of the Justice Gang was probably Isabel Merced's Hot Girl.
All right. John hasn't seen it, so we can't keep twisting the knife.
I'll be cool. Look, I like Isabel Merced a lot, and I like the character Hot Girl. But there's only so much you can do with that character. It's a one-dimensional character at this point because there is no backstory for her.
It was basically, in a way, the Justice League cartoon Hot Girl, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm not even sure which Hot Girl she is. That. Is she Thanagorian Hot Girl? No, is she Egyptian Hot Girl? We don't know.
You'll break your brain trying to
you will break your brain.
The chronology of Hawkman and Hot Girl.
Hot Girls is a mess. Yes. Lore wise, she's a mess.
They both are.
That's for them to choose and figure out down the road, isn't it?
Yeah. And if I had to guess, I would guess they're going with the latest version, but I would like them to use the Thanagorian alien version.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That adds a lot more.
Overall, bro, John, I think you're gonna like this movie, bro, because I know you now, and you're not a cynical dickhead.
No,
so even if you don't like parts of it, the overall charm of the movie is gonna get you. And I know you're a comic book guy too, and this is basically the comic books. This is the comic books brought to life.
Then I'll be happy because I've said to you guys before, and people who know me know that the thing that has made me angry has been Doctor Who, and I've been cynical about what they've done to that. But everything else, I'll go to a cinema and I'll watch it as if I'm a kid again, preparing to enjoy.
Brian,
this is the comics. And by the way, Juliet, Superman is the best part of the movie.
Then Brian,
Superman, the character of Superman, it is a Superman movie.
We probably shouldn't mention the Shooty cameo then. That would upset John.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna like that cameo.
Does he make out with Superman?
He actually say without Shooty, Superman would die. I'm kidding. By the way, I thought that Crypto was gonna bother me because I'm not
it struck the right balance, did it?
Crypto was great.
I'm not big on the animal humor in movies. Crypto was great for bro.
He was great.
Here's the deal. It's an untrained foster dog with superpowers. And once you realize that, That's the character, and it's fucking perfect.
And I'm not going to
Brilliant.
spoil this because
Brilliant.
honestly, I would feel bad if I spoiled anything for John. I really honestly would. I will say this though. Jimmy Olsen in this movie is clinically insane. And I'm not going to say why,
I
but
love
I
Jimmy
will
Olsen.
see. I will see if John agrees with me after.
Yeah, I love dude. Jimmy Olsen's amazing.
Jimmy Olsen is clinically insane,
bro.
because of how he reacts to this movie.
Every character that they gave screen time to was likable, charming, fun. Everyone.
Well,
by the way,
we need to stop because we're going to unintentionally.
Lord Todd says that they race swapped Kendra Saunders, Hawk Girl, but but they didn't know. Yes, so in the cartoons, in the Thanagorian version, she has red hair, but the Egyptian version, she has dark hair. So that's why I'm thinking that they might go with the
and the Hawk Girl who was in JSA in the early aughts and Jeff Johns' JSA, she wasn't.
Remember, they had a different one in CW.
She's Egyptian. They're like Egyptian by heritage, so they have that like.
Because they remember they had the different one with CW's The Flash, and
right. They had a red-haired girl in JLU, and I like that version. Yeah. That's the Thanagorian version, which that's the version I wish they would choose, but I think they're choosing the.
Yeah.
I mean, but Gary knows how excited I've been about it because I've said.
Thank God Jimmy wasn't race swapped yet.
Yeah, I've been rereading my Fourth World omnibuses that I've got.
Yeah,
and I'm loving all of that, and it's great. But I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. I will get there as soon as it's open. I'm going to go and watch it. I really like it, man.
Don't let the online discourse mess anything up for you, because it's honestly. Like, I'm actually sort of shocked at a lot of the takes of people that I think that they just want to be part of the club, so they're trying to nitpick on every possible thing they can. And they're like, the movie's not perfect. It's not, of course. Here's the deal: there's no perfect movies. There's a lot of I can complain about a lot of movies.
Well, Police Academy 6 was right up there.
I mean, no, there are some. That's not true. There are some. Back to the Future is a perfect film. Okay. Yeah. There's nothing I can complain about in Back to the Future, but it's a very rare thing where you get perfect films, and don't expect the movie to be perfect. Just expect to have a blast, and it is a blast, straight up.
And John, you have to stay to the very, very end because there's a mid credits and a post credits, so you've got to stay to the very.
They're not that important, though. They're not that important.
No, stay to the very end.
Can I just say to everybody, do you know what's happened here tonight? This is Gary's revenge, where it's almost like there's been a switching of sides, where me and Brian have been doing the spoiler element for Stargate, and now they've double teamed.
Here's the big difference,
and
folks.
Switched to Superman.
These guys have no problem with spoiling anything at all.
Yeah, honestly, had Gary not stopped me, I would have just started spoilers.
I've been very respectful with not spoiling anything, John. So there is a big difference.
Yeah, well, okay. I'm evil and you're good. That's what you're trying to say, mate.
You know what? And if everybody walks away with that as the lesson of the day, then my work is done.
But I think once I've watched it, we'll come back on here. We'll do a live special. And the three of us, we can talk about it, and we'll do a review of it, and I'll talk about everything until the cows come home. I'd enjoy that. But I can't wait to do it. I'm even looking at.
Yeah, I got to talk to you after this because I want your help with DCU.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
If you got time.
Yeah, of course. But everybody, I really mean this. Thank you very much for your support with the channel, with the Stargate watch-alongs. We are building something. We've had a few technical glitches which we've sorted, but we've got things in play to keep enjoying Stargate SG-1 and onwards. There might be some other things that might be coming along that are watch-alongs, potentially. Not saying anything at the moment, but
Police Academy,
feel free.
For sure.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the collections in the background, and if you could help us immensely, if you could share the channel out to people, and get people to like and
leave comments.
Into this stuff.
Leave comments in the
this channel needs engagements. I did a little audit of your channel, John, and you need engagements. The way the channel is going to grow is if people engage. I don't even care if you click the dislike button. Any kind of engagement is going to be helpful, whether it's a like button, dislike button, a share, a comment. If you can help us out in any way, just drive engagement, because that's what drives the channel. I noticed on DCU, the reason I got monetization so fast was because I put a couple videos out that were super discoursey, and everyone in the comments were arguing for like days, and that pushed the channel over the edge. That's what we need here.
Do you know what? I hated him like a Bond villain when he messaged me the next day and he goes,
I
look
was
at
just
look at the views, bro. And
I was just shocked. I got 40,000 views on a 10-minute video I made in my underwear. I didn't even try that hard. I didn't even turn the camera on. I literally just turned the trailer on a loop, and I just talked for like 12 minutes and then uploaded it with no effort. 40,000 views, bro. And then partnered that weekend.
We're gonna just have to start saying random things that are really controversial here during these watches.
I mean, just answering Lord Foff there. Thanks for that. Yeah, the hat. I mean, again, Brian does mixed teas.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, again, I said it earlier, but mixed teas is I got this from. I'm literally, I think my entire wardrobe is mixed teas now because he's doing stuff I like, which is sci-fi geeky
I gotta
stuff.
Send you some more stuff, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, hey, dude, I got the super collection. I gotta send you some stuff in the super collection.
Yeah, you gotta do it. It's like
check this out.
I shake my head, but I just haven't had a chance yet. I will be ordering mixed teas stuff myself.
Real quick, share this if you can. It's in the private chat. I actually spent a lot of time on this collection. Because of the videos I put out. And I'm not selling any of it yet, but I think it's great. I remade the Metropolis Meteors logo. I remade the Big Belly Burger logo. And I'm doing everything copyright free, so I couldn't use the new Superman logo, unfortunately. But I still have the license for the original Man of Steel logo, so that one's up there too.
Let me just go that full screen. So yeah, there you go, everybody.
Check it out, guys. It's mixtees.com/super.
Look at that, lots of good stuff on there. Highly recommend it, and there you go. Look at that for a documentary if you haven't seen it yet.
I actually have to change that to the Man of Steel one. I forgot.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm just going to say, I'm going to make it public to everybody, right? Whenever I do a thumbnail for a show, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm really happy with that. And then I look at Brian and he's done something like that. And I'm like, I really hate this guy, but he's hard to hate. That's the trouble,
That's not true.
I'm so friendly. I'm a friendly guy. Yeah. To be fair, though, I've been doing this for a long time. Like John, I've been doing it for like
and it's good stuff.
Like
it's
18 years, man. So. since like 2010, bro. So
yeah, and again, thanks for everyone for supporting me. But if you haven't, make sure you support the podcast, the Brain Show, DC Unleashed, because they are really putting out good stuff. Gary, also, where else can you be found other than on here, my friend?
Or Grinder. Don't give the Grinder address again. Okay.
Yeah. In his Shooty Gatwa Babes I'm Here for Fun t-shirt.
Yeah.
Onlyfans.com/retrodoc.
Yeah, $1 a go.
Yeah, wherever anybody is criticizing Shooty, that's where you can find me. I guess, well, with the exception of here, you can find me on Type 40, talking Doctor Who on Mondays and Thursdays, and the Spacebook, their companion channel, the Spacebook, on Saturdays.
Yep, check them out. They're good, everyone. So make sure you check them out and like and subscribe. They're great. But that's it for tonight. It's been an absolute blast. I want to thank Gary and Brian for being on again tonight, and thanks to all of you in the chat, and we will see you next week. But look after yourselves, stay safe, take care all, see ya.